cries in the streets at night. So many creeps born out like light. Youth them caught in a system code, chasing shadows that take their toll. On the rhythm of hope is strong, feel it deep inside us along. Plant the seed of change in the ground, and with the fruits of love from the storm. So we can rise from the shadows as we shine, through the pain and the sorrow, leave the darkness behind. For the youths and the future, let the healing begin. On the rhythm of the island, let love for us then. So come from the dusk till dawn, as we rise up every morn. We fight through the skies like flame, all people will rise again. In hand is how we'll start. Everyone can play their part, but woman and child come in. Let the cleansing begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends. As you come up, I want to encourage you to share the live again. It's your boy Irvin, and yes, I want to invite you to our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, I want to encourage you to subscribe. Although we're starting the show a little different, we have a brother on the line with us. Brother, you hearing us?
Yes, I am. Good day.
Bless. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Again, before we get into brother, here what's going on. Before we get into any conversation, we like to start with our word of prayer. So join us in our word of prayer.
No
please.
problem.
Heavenly Father, as your son, Irvin, Father, we want to thank you. We want to give you all the praise, all the honor, and all the glory. Father, we put Trinidad and Tobago in your hand and each and every situation. Lord, we lift up each and every family, each and every shortcoming. Father, we say a special prayer for each and every leader, every representative. We stand up for men and women who stand for righteousness in our nation, Lord. Father, we thank every single organization, every group that is a helping, that is a contributing factor in our nation. So, Lord, we say a special prayer for our Honorable Prime Minister and her entire cabinet. Lord, we say a special prayer for every household, every marriage, every relationship. Father, we say a special prayer for every son and every daughter. Lord, we lift up those who crying and mourning from family and loved ones who lose life along the way due to tragedy, Father, due to unforeseen circumstances. Father, we just asking you to be their comforter. Father, you cover them, you bless them, you guide them and protect them in their time of grief and in their time of need today as we go forward. Father, we say a special prayer for our grandmothers and our mothers, our aunts and our uncles. Father, we ask that you have your way in Trinidad and Tobago, have your way in our communities, have your way in our conversation. In every single thing that we do, you use us as an instrument in your house. Use us to bring forth unity. Use us to bring forth love. And Father, we ask that you lift up each and every spiritual denomination, those who have the responsibility to walk our nation and proclaim your name. Father, I pray you give them the unction to function in your capacity. Lord, we say less of us and more of you. In no other name but Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Blessed afternoon, everyone who have Caribbean Soul, Pearl, Sammy, Tara, blessed afternoon. Brother, you hearing us loud and clear?
Yes, I am.
All right, here what's going on. Well, you introduce yourself to the people because I already run the video, and something that we just came to clear up because, ladies and gentlemen, this is the young man with the matter that we actually dealing with his mother, with the audio that I run for you that came from CNC3. This is the young man in the position. What happened is that someone went in the community to do a piece of investigation and they went to check them yesterday. So we'll get a little update on that. And I must say, brother, you hear me?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I must say I had to send out some love to Satush, Aggo Shop, him and his wife, that entire family and everything that they do. Because I went there yesterday and they gave me some money, so I ended up getting a 6-pack of Pampers, and well, they gave me one. So we have 7-pack of Pampers right now. And well, I spoke with the brother and he told me, well, he good until weekend because I really want to go up the road Friday, Saturday. So he told me he good until Saturday because as I told earlier, I want to get like a 10-pack of Pampers. I want to get wipes and we want to go up the road with some grocery. And he himself, he just come to check in to give us an update on how far the conversation went because one of our brother who does be here with us, give him a check. So brother, you want to identify yourself and...
Hello? Yeah, good day, everyone. Hello?
Yeah, you go ahead, brother.
Yeah, good day, everyone. My name is Kamra Jampasar. Well, most of you all would know our situation so far, and Well, first off, I must say a thank you to the public so far for who have been reaching out and helping out with either pampers or groceries or any monetary donations as well too, because it has been a tremendous help so far. Now, a lot of people, while we do understand, a lot of people will prefer the groceries and the pampers, and all that does help a lot. Sometimes the monetary donation does help us a lot also, because
Okay.
when you have to when you have to hire like a transport to go clinic hospital, I just have to pay like $200 every time to drop us pick us up back. And not only that too, eventually too, well every month when I have to get some
Well, Kimraj,
uh,
Kimraj,
mhm,
you hear me? Well, then we
yeah.
could make this easier because it have people who actually wanting to support. But if it is you're saying that you need the monetary support because all of us have to move about during the course of the month and somebody feel to give the monetary support, you have a banking account or somewhere that somebody could just go and make a direct deposit?
Yes I do, yeah.
Do you want to give us the information here,
Um
please?
so our banking information is Scotiabank Marabella checkings account. The names on the account is either Kemraj Rampasar or my mom name Hasina Hussein. And also the bank account number is 617054003009.
Yes.
That's 617054003009.
Thank you much. I don't know if somebody could put it up on the screen. If
So
anybody catch it, please, you go ahead.
sure, and yeah, because look, the 31st of this month, my mom have to go rheumatoid clinic in San Fernando Hospital, and we have to reach there for 8:15 in the morning. So that's our next set of expense right there coming along.
Well,
But
brother,
you know, one thing,
me
hmm
in line to tell you. Were you telling me this year? I vex I you didn't tell me this yesterday because yesterday I went by Satosh and Satosh and them give me
yeah,
some resources, but I studied to buy Pampers.
yeah.
But go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, but one thing I must want to clear up, because I know some people when they look me up on social media, they come across some things. So even before our situation, literally made CNC street and everything. So I must shout out my friend's small business, Victoria's House of Fashion.
Yeah.
She, she was the first one to actually reach out and wanted to do an article regarding our situation. This would have been in April month.
What is the name of the
And
what is the name of the group?
Victoria's House of Fashion.
Big up yourself, Victoria's. You go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and so she posted up about our situation, and from there it started to spread. And
Mhm.
it had a 1 week in May month. A lot of sisters who know us personally as well too decided to come and help us with groceries. For that week, almost every single day in that week, we got sometimes two hampers, one hamper per day.
Right,
So I always believe in paying it forward.
right.
So once when I saw it was like 4 or 5 pack of groceries, 3 4 pack of rice. No, same Victoria's House of Fashion. I became friends with this person as well too. No, just a brief history about her. She came from an abused marriage and she suffers from lupus and she can't use one of her hand,
Yeah.
and so she unable to work as well.
Mhm.
So I decided to help her out with some groceries as well too, because don't mind we struggling and needy help too,
Yeah.
but I believe in paying it forward if God bless us, and I uh, able to help with groceries as well too. With the extra, I will give it instead of letting it waste throw away.
Right.
Now, these people who are going to talk about now,
Mhm.
I won't call no names, but these are my blood family, my
Mhm.
next door neighbor, literally. They had their security camera literally pointing towards our property,
Right.
our gallery, everything. Them seeing our gallery. These people decided, no, since my father was living, they always want to fight and argue about land.
Right.
I don't know why. I never wanted to be involved in all that, but when my father passed away, they're trying to do the same thing with to cause all this problem about land and thing with
Don't bother,
me.
don't bother with them. Yeah, your documentation. Go ahead with the story. Don't bother with
Yeah,
them. Man.
and and these people decided now to literally spy on us. they use a camera to record audio recordings when I having conversations with anyone who come by us and stuff, and showing videos about person dropping stuff and how I giving back to persons to drop back for the girl in need as well too. And they use a certain Facebook page on social media to label me as a scammer and try to cause all kind of problems for me. And these are the same people. Their son does work for the MP
Hold on,
office
hold
in
on, hold
our
on, hold on,
area.
hold on, hold
And
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Because what we're not gonna do,
mhm,
we're not gonna use exchange as robbery. Hold on, pause right there. We're explaining to
yeah,
us, right? Is you say our next group, what is the name of the group you say that came and highlight you first?
who was labeling me as a scammer?
No, 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 no. Who highlighted you first? Who came and gave you the first?
Or Victoria's House of Fashion.
All right, you will correct me when I start to go wrong, right? What you explained to us is that Victoria brought the conversation to the front line first, right?
Yeah,
And then you say now when Victoria brought it, the conversation started receiving traction. Mind me, you needed the same help. The house needed fixing the same way, but people was helping in which way they could, which was with groceries. This is what you're telling us.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
What it is you're saying now is that groceries was coming in. As far as I get to understand what you said, you say you was receiving 2 hampers, sometimes 3 hampers a day.
yeah.
All right. And with common sense, how much people living in the house with you there?
Just my mom and myself.
So, all right. So you needed overall help, meaning house help and all kind of thing, but you also needed the support
Yeah,
with the grocery. We could always do with that. Right now, I are in the house. If I fall long, I feel my son go eat me. So you could always do with grocery
yeah,
help, right? And when you get the help,
yeah,
understanding that you and your mother cannot eat all that grocery, you decide to share it with other persons in your community who less fortunate. And what you telling us this
yes,
afternoon is that you end up on the internet?
yeah. That is correct. Yes. Yeah, they literally let's our page posted videos showing person bringing stuff, showing how persons come and just collected some stuff to give back in need, and trying to let people think that I selling over donated items.
But let me explain something to you. The part in the conversation that I'm holding on to, and I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah,
You see your family, you're going to be vexed, you're going to be displeased. But I just tell people, if your family ain't do it, somebody else go do it. But that is craziness to be in that position. The door open for help. And a member get themselves involved in shutting down your help. Now, this thing could have swing a different way had you had the right set of people around you at the point in time.
yeah,
So I would want to believe, just in case one of your family members with the cameras pointing your house happen to catch the program, our responsibility is to highlight there is something that is called defamation of character and then invasion of
yeah.
privacy. So we have 2 serious elements that we're dealing with. Now, at the end of the day, you living in a community, and who is the person came and checked you yesterday?
Well, I would know him as Mr. Freeport.
Like Mr. Freeport came and checked you yesterday. Now, Mr. Freeport, before he
Yes.
reached by you, this is how it does be done. An investigation does be done. Before Mr. Freeport
Yeah.
reached by you, he already called me and told me that piece of conversation that you're telling me. And it is sad that your
Yeah.
family did that to you, brother. On their behalf, I want to apologize publicly because all of us dealing with different circumstances that we could highlight family members, and even we do family members thing. So at the end of the day, thank God is a family member, but I hope that they discontinue that action. Because
Yeah, because
go ahead, you go ahead.
yeah, I must give because well, 2 weeks ago also, I had a member of the community came to help me share my tree and in our place and minding our own business, and the same neighbor then come and started to show talk, started curse me, threaten me to come and burn down the house and get people. Now
What?
before all this and before all this, I had somebody, I still have the WhatsApp message where, because of all the drama they caused, somebody literally sent me a WhatsApp message threatening me, stating they know exactly where we live and they sent
Excuse. So
me a good
you
makeover.
took this to the police at all?
Yes, I did.
Right,
Yes, and
right,
I made
right.
numerous reports. No, but the 2 weeks ago that this would happen on a Thursday. No, I must pick up the Semagas police station because I was actually surprised when the neighbor them started to curse and get on. So I didn't say one word. I came back upstairs. I took my phone, called the police station, and made a report. And I was surprised that within 15 to 20 minutes, the police officers from Semagas police station came up at my house and spoke with them and warned them. And
Performance.
Sunday gone, they came back again to do a follow up as if the neighbor them still giving us problem. No, I must give credit to the Semagas police station. It's just disheartening to know that with my mom's situation, every time drama and argument
Mm-hmm.
get epileptic seizure. It has been bad for her. It hurt us sometimes, the situation we in. Sometimes we go to sleep in the night. We fearful for our life because how the back of the house open.
Yeah.
Anybody have access to the back, even including them, and they could come through in the back easy and do anything. God forbid, even though every night we say our prayers and ask God to protect us and protect our home, but
Yes.
it has be fearful at times. Look, sometimes we that be fearful, like we have to go somewhere and we come home and God forbid something happen to our home, because at the end of the day we have nowhere else to go.
Yeah, but let me ask you a question. Is there a direct police officer dealing with those complaints and stuff that you made? Or you just made that and that is the end of it? Because in this kind of time, you
No,
can't play
but I
those kind of
just
games.
Yeah, I just made that. I just made that report, but they told me anything come up again, just call back St. Margaret's police station and let them know my name because they will have everything recorded already.
Lovely. Lovely.
And unfortunately, before as well too, some monetary compensation that was supposed to use for my mom's situation. When all this drama took place, I ended up hiring a lawyer
Mm-hmm.
to deal with this matter because my name getting the fame out there, and when I started to get threatened and stuff, I said something had to be done. And the lawyer did serve a pre-action notice towards them, and well, ending up of June 1, they told me they got back a response where they denying anything. They denying they did anything wrong. No, I tell the lawyer, I said no problem because the lawyer told me that he will look back at all the videos and everything and take it further because
Mm-hmm.
now me I want to get involved in drama and all them things, but as I told the lawyer, if they denying they did anything wrong, well apparently Casper the friendly go says this because anybody look at them videos will know exactly from which angle and what camera it come from.
Right.
And I didn't even want to get involved in all this drama because from beginning this was to get help for my mom especially. Not even for my
Right.
table and they could because those come monetary donation that was even to put aside to start a sister replace back a stove and a wardrobe for my mom as well too because how our home and thing is and stuff. A lot of wood lies and thing eat up everything. This drama and thing took place. It was hard because my mom started to get seizures really bad
Yes.
to listening to everything, taking on all that shit. And it had a time in last month and even Saturday gone. Um, we end up having to go back in the hospital just for it to do a follow-up check again too. But they didn't keep her because they say, oh, we have to come back on the 31st for the rheumatoid clinic.
Okay. Okay. So here is when it comes to the clinic and the cash in hand conversation, just run back your banking account because brothers and sisters, I ask you if the Lord laid upon your heart, you're listening to the conversation because what the brother basically saying is that he was getting the help. And because of family interaction disrespectfully, people decide to hands off. But the reality is that that family have been left in that position. And that is so crazy. So as much as we saying, better run back your banking information, please.
No problem. So it's Scotiabank Marabella check-ins, Cameras Rampasar or Hasina Hussein. Bank account number is 61705400309. That's 61705400309.
Comrades, yeah, anything you want to say to the people again before you go?
Yeah,
No,
once again,
hold on. Let me
for
ask you a
the,
question.
yeah,
I know your mother down in age. Your mother have a recliner?
no, my mom don't have a recliner.
Well,
No.
all right then. All right then. Come on, thank you much better. So you go ahead and if you want to make any closing remarks before you go.
No problem. Well, once again, for those all of you all who listening and who would have reached out and supported in any way so far, I do want to say a heartfelt thank you. No matter how little, it means a lot, tremendously. It means a lot for my mom and myself. And I pray God's blessing over each one of you all, and that may He continue to bless you all. And once again, I just want to say a heartfelt thank you and God's blessing to each and everyone.
Thank you very much for being with us today, brother. You stay blessed, right? And we will stay in contact.
No problem.
We will meet up.
No problem. Thank you all and have a blessed day.
Yes, man. Thank you much.
Sure.
Call. Bless, good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, brother Felix. Bless.
What's going on?
Brother Felix.
Yes, man.
So I want to apologize. I called a number yesterday, and your committed secretary 24/7 answer the phone. So I apologize to the mistress of the home, the madam, for taking the.
Nah, nice small thing. That's how we just do it here. Everybody does answer everybody phone.
Yeah, because no, I was saying it was the other part of the program in the evening with them boys and them with heavy NTC.
Right.
Yeah, so I apologize, to disturbing you from your busy thing. So
no problem, brother.
And I then here what going on. Then this evening this program will be the Beggars Made, because I remember the last time I called, I say it'll take about an hour and a half to talk to you.
Yeah.
So it was a small man there. He passed common entrance. And the school he had to go to had to get some concrete ramps for the wheelchair.
To get some?
So, yeah, the ramp for the wheelchair to run now.
Okay.
Right? So, just imagine this is the introduction to get into New Year. So, I put you on the spotlight to solicit,
well, all right,
to beg. Right?
Let me go.
So,
we
want the ramp. You had to get some ramp by the different classrooms to put people to access the classroom and them and to be mobile to moving about on the compound.
And what school is it?
So I beg him, the Faizabad Anglican School.
Faizabad Anglican School. They have a PT?
Yeah, this all one person.
Yes, man, I think they have a PT. I will make contact with them.
Yeah, they have a PT.
Yes, I will make contact with the president there too. So they need some ramps, you're saying?
So I said, yeah. So I'm begging the John public, I mean, like for a little donation, because we all had to get a little gravel, little BRC, 1 or 2 bricks, and some cement.
Yes.
And 1 or 2 little sand and thing.
Well, then here what gotta happen.
I beg.
Here what gotta happen. We got to go and do our assessment as fast as possible. That's how we just do it, because we can't talk to the people and ask for donation, and we don't know what we're asking for. So we got to go there, we got to meet up and go and do our assessment.
So then you had the number show up on you, so you can get in contact with me, no problem.
After.
So anytime, yeah. So feel free. So, but I want to change your program a little bit from the beggars now to talk about the criticizers.
Talk to me.
So now you see how it is. It helps society like me now how to beg for help for others, because it helps an ex-minister. Right? The man only dealing with pipe, and all the pipe he dealing with is Lego pressure. He fight in court to know who is a man in a van pass by with an ex-man. And now he talking about ethnicity, right? And he not going down to the city, because if he understand that in his party, when he was in government just 2 months ago,
yes,
the African diaspora he who voted, supported, and pledged their allegiance generations upon generation, over 7 generations for the political party he represents, right?
Yeah.
And he come out now to talk about he's where he in Delhi and India, right? That's to show you that these fellas and them, if they could talk like this, no, it to get back into power. And while they was in power, they neglect their own,
Yeah.
right? Their own supporters, which is the African base,
Yeah.
right? You know, and I know, look at point 14. All by the junior sec, the
Yeah.
back road by Damp Road,
Hmm.
right? Going down Fanny Village
But come on, all the
and
main road.
Cappyville
All the main road.
and,
Everything, man.
and Cemetery Road, right?
Hmm.
And don't talk about the Mora,
Oh gosh.
right? Who know that is an African-based community with mixed descendants, and people don't live 6.14.
Yeah.
They don't live so.
Now we
Right?
do so.
But he coming out now to say, right, after a trade unionist, right, talk about he find that the ethnicity on the border and that is and he said,
Yeah.
right? No, and he said was aligned with the PNM 12 years ago
Straight.
and more,
Straight.
10 years. And the workers at the port, right? And look at the board composition. But he did implement
Yes.
the pay for the people and better working condition. You see the kind of racialism for their own personal gain? And just imagine, over 2,000 children fall through the crack,
Yes.
after
Yes.
COVID.
Yes.
Then, this one, the bottle, Dolly, Gatsby Dolly,
That's Gatsby Dolly.
saying, talking now, and saying that is PNM children, right? That is getting also on his parents, had the children getting also. So what are we talking about? That is discrimination on their own. Or there was an authority, what it did to curb that.
Yes.
And they know when the same children, parents had it to go and get social grants, then they go through and means test. Now she talking about going to UNC, but follow their form and then go to the office and have a procedure that has come and visit. But it will exempt the beach test. So you see, they're talking about race to move the narrative from where they suffer the base.
Yes.
Look at the 13 of them on the east-west corridor. They should be shamed. The 13 of them supposed to be shamed because just imagine the people, right?
Yeah.
They're coming down the road. Look at poverty. Just as a bend by the traffic light,
Yes.
by the Hyatt. Watch the mansion and them. Just as they go down the foreshore. Just watch up on the hill.
Oh,
Eh?
God.
And see the kind of millionaires coming down on by the peak towers coming down there.
Yeah.
Coco Reef on the main road. See the kind of millionaire business. And just watch up in Coco Reef by the hospital, up on the hill. See the shanty town.
Yes.
Poverty among the richest.
Yes.
Because they have to serve the rich one and then to clean their yard, do everything. That's what they qualify for. And all they give them nothing to uplift themselves for the last 10 years. And you coming out to try to bring race. When the Wali time come, we just unite. Christmas Eve.
Yes. Yes.
We united. Look, all the PNM give them. They take a name and say that was African emancipation. That's what I do for them. And yet still.
Where we building is? Where we peace land is?
Yeah.
Where we think is?
You know where
What
there?
about with them now?
The African piece of land is the nearest cemetery to them. That what they own. The nearest cemetery.
To them.
They where the African, that what the PNM give them.
That is what they have for us. That is the only thing we should inherit.
Yeah.
A box under the ground.
Yeah. A little part in our cemetery.
Caller, I understand
So-
exactly where you're coming from. And that is the so truth. A lot of people wouldn't like what we're saying. They wouldn't like the conversation we're having. But it's the facts.
So how them doing like the conversation we having, right?
Yeah.
But they were like the conversation Marvin Gonzal having. Eh?
Yeah.
I just only interpreted what Marvin Gonzal said. And you see how the PNM so stink.
Yeah.
They put it that anytime you respond to them is racial. Eh?
Report, look, I seen somebody call me back about 5 times here. Let me get somebody here. I want to hear what the public have to say about Marvin contribution for it. Report, you go call me back. This is crazy. Blessed good afternoon, caller.
Hello.
Blessed afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Talk to us, man.
Yeah, this is the second time yesterday I called you.
Yes, man.
No. This morning I wrote on it. So remember I tell you 66 days. I did that. I tell you 66 days. Now I sit down and I chat. So this morning they highlight on the amount of things they're supposed to get from social welfare. This is a pension.
Yeah.
Certain grants, certain things they have. I was on what to put it? I was on a really hear these things now, but I never know these things language system. Right? And what really going on is that, look, I had supposed to have that surgery for a cataract, do one in Grand. I supposed to have the next one. Well, the 29th of this one. Now I pay rent.
Yeah.
So I went to the social welfare 12 months now, I pay the pension. And the lady telling me, she haven't done for August. So I tell her, well, I had one surgery. So why don't we go become me and other info? And then I cataract in one line. So it kind of blind me from working and all that. She let me know when the time I'm going to be like for 3 months for people to parent or like, so, I'll stipend for the while now until we got traveling to see if she can fast forward it for me. You understand? So she opened my book now and telling me here, we're going to share anything in the next month and I will get it over. So I tell she, I say, well, ma'am, why go do all now? Why go do all now? These people really don't care about nobody and things like that. Yeah, they really
it's
don't
not
care
that,
about nobody.
Let me tell you something. It's not really that, You see, the former administration had a responsibility. Their responsibility actually is to put the things in place and govern, make sure and spearhead everybody get the just quota. This is the reason of government. Trinidad and Tobago have 3 governance structures. We are central government, we are local government, and we are the THA. Local government always supposed to be connected to the people, just like central government. Central government in Trinidad and Tobago, when you look at the amount of mismanagement and the amount of corruption that is being discussed in the public domain, not one person in the PNM could come out and dispute one conversation yet. Partner, every single person who was working under that, but everybody was sleeping, everybody was sleeping.
That is why I like all the knowledge, whatever they educate people long before the election. You understand? Things that people don't know, they get into them. If a man don't want to learn, they say a fool is dying in your own zone, and a fool is dying in your own zone. But if a man is extend, but just show you why going through, because like I see here, look, month 29, I supposed to go and surgery. So I need to know.
No, well, caller, we got you check you visit your member. Who you check already concerning this? Just social welfare?
Well, the person who does deal with me in International branch, Ms. Rampasad. That the person dealing with me. You understand? September coming is 56 years. You understand? So how I need to know when I go and that's it. And me now. Now we are all going on there. I had something going on before, a couple years ago, a lawyer. So what happened? It so happened the lawyer and I did so they start selling little money in my account, the lawyer selling little money. So when I tried with the bank statement first time, she called me back about 3 weeks after and told me bring her next bank statement because she find money coming into my account. She want to know how that money coming. So it's from a legal matter, so here what I have to do. I had to take the documents I have to and create to see how it is I gain that money. You understand? So when I went to her last week, because she just come out every Wednesday, when I went to her, she told me, Mr. Noel, we hired down and I hired down for August coming. I said, but I have a few people go and do so, what really going on with that? She told me, well, I got a whole because of the girl and the farm and this, that. It's small stuff now. At the end of the day, who cares about the small man? Who cares about him? I study when the man comes.
Partners, what's going on? Somebody listening here. We will come back after the program done.
On the same number?
Yeah, on the same number. And let me see if I can forward that information to the relevant authorities. Because that's the same person you've been dealing with for the longest, not so?
Yeah, for the last 12 months. I went and looked for
the past 12 months?
Yeah.
Well, then here we're going on. Hold on. It have plenty people realize election going on and have a new government yet, you know. So
Yeah,
people who ain't realize they're supposed to be acting differently on work yet too now.
I see she pull out a copybook. When I tell she about me, I see she pull out a copybook. I tell her here, and it has certain names that are red. Certain names like it are red. And I see red below my name. So I know that red is forwarding for next month. Who is the people they're choosing? I don't know. I don't want to sit that.
Red normally is not good. I remember in school when you get red, is that
that's right. When you're watching the books, You remember she opened the book. And I see the book, so I...
Call me back after the program. Don't let them stress
I will.
We go see if we can forward that information to the relevant persons.
Yeah, lovely you.
Thank you much.
I wanted to know if I could go and look for the social minister. I'm telling you, I wanted to do that to see if I could go and have a meeting, go and make a
But did you visit your member of parliament yet?
My member of parliament is PNM man up in Malabar.
But now, here what's going on? You gotta make a little move then. Because them not focus on actually utilizing the structure. UNC talking about when everybody win, when UNC win, everybody win. So then when they put the structures in places for everybody who's sitting in government to use it all over the country, but PNM supporters, them don't understand that. So then you gotta make a little travel, brother.
Yeah, I can leave, but I see and I want to know how possible I can be in touch with the main office.
You'll call me back after. I will get some advice on which party I
right,
do.
All right, yes.
Thank you much.
Yeah, man, loving you. Come on.
You see, and that is a common conversation. That is a common conversation because a lot of people who working in this is why when UNC and the coalition government was asking concerning our boards, is because a lot of persons sitting down in places and they don't understand that April 28 people made decisions in this country. We understand the former administration, our money was not to spend on the citizens. They didn't want to buy medicine. They didn't want to uplift the communities. They didn't want to fix the roads. They didn't want to upgrade the schools. Everything was a conversation. Everything was CARICOM. Everything was outside of Trinidad and Tobago. As soon as they lost the election, where they went? Not outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Not one of them visited Tobago and said, let me hang out in a swimming pool or nothing. Because why? Nothing in this country nor Tobago is good in their eyes. Trinidad is just like a cow will make child and the mother just hook up on the nipple. This is what they come like to Trinidad and Tobago. It's just a suck, and everybody just continue to beg. Let's good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon to you, Mr. Felix. The first time caller to your show. I'm calling from Clapton Bay.
Good afternoon, Clapton Bay. How you do it? How you doing?
I am good. I am good today. I am good. I know I follow you a lot, but I decided to call in this afternoon. One thing I would like to address is, you see the race talk? We got to stop the race talk because we have a younger generation that is coming up.
Yes.
And we have to stop with this race talk because on the 28th of April, we all went and voted out the past regime.
Yes.
We have a government to work with.
Yes.
We have a local election that is coming up. We got to keep on the ground. We need to win more people over to our side.
Yes.
We have to work on the ground. The race thing, let the PNM continue with it. And they're going to see where they're going to get with it. Because instead of keeping your people, you will be driving them away.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
It is not nice. It is not nice at all. Because at the end of the day, let us say Father God decides to give us a good shake in this country. What are we going to do?
Thank you.
Are we going to ask use a PNM or use a UNC? No, we all want help.
Yes.
We all want help. And I am begging all you stop this racial divide. It is not nice. Remember, we all have a God to answer to, you know.
Yes,
it's not because you're going to church and you're doing this and you're doing the next and the other. When you meet him by the gate, he's going to ask you what you did to your fellow man. He's going to ask you, so if you think you're getting in that kingdom just like that, you see your less fortunate brothers and sisters, he put you here for a purpose. He gives you a job so that you can help the less fortunate. Because it is our taxpayers' dollars. It is our dollars.
Yes.
And I want to tell Miss Penny something. You see the CPAP workers and them? Educate them more now. They're getting back their jobs. Only do that now. They are going to get back their jobs.
Miss Penelope Beckers wouldn't do that because
no, that's what I'm saying.
PNM have nothing else to hold on to.
That is what I'm saying. And they don't know that they're dividing their party more and more. So hear what? We're working on the ground, you know, because you see all them corporation and them, what they're controlling, we have to get it.
Thank you.
We're not on the race thing.
Thank you.
We're working towards getting those other corporations and them.
Thank you.
And I want to say a great thanks again. I listened to your program.
Thanks for the support.
Yes, what I was going to tell Miss Penny is that the very sad CPAP workers, because there are many CPAP workers, as I said on the show yesterday, right? Their NIS, a lot of them are not being paid. That's what you have to go and see about. That's what you have to go and see about your CPAP workers.
Okay then.
I am telling you, it is fact. It's a fact. Plenty of them.
They are not up to date with their NIS payment. I wonder if the CPAP workers are aware that the contractors have a responsibility.
This is what they're not telling their people. Because listen to me, the same pregnant one, I think, where they say she lost her baby or whatsoever, right? Had to go on full term with this baby. And she gone to NIS to make a claim. What would have been her position? Because she had the baby full term.
Yes.
And when she look, because she know every fortnight they're taking out her NIS, and when she goes there, she cannot get a maternity grant. Huh?
Yeah. Oh God. Miss.
Come on.
So
hear what I'm saying. And I am saying it because I know a lot of people are hearing. Hear what? We voted out the PNM. We don't want to hear nothing about them. Let us help to build the party more and more. We have work to do on the ground.
And is that?
Forget about them. And it's that because we have some corporations that we have to get. So forget about the PNM and let me get on the ground running because local election coming up just now. This is my contribution to you, Mr. Felix. You have a blessed and wonderful day.
Thank you. Thank you very much, miss. Thank you very much. And I want to say thank you very much to each and every one of our brothers and sisters, those of you tuning in, those of you listening. On the outside, I want to send some love to my UNC family, the coalition team, TPP, big up yourself. I even sending out some love to the non-voters too. But this afternoon conversation is a rather troubling conversation. And I really want to know what's on your mind this afternoon. When you woke up and you saw Marvin Gonzalez putting out a conversation, when he see the boards, he want to know if he in India or Bangladesh. Personally, Trinidad and Tobago, I need to hear from all before I put in my 2 cents. I need to hear from all. Because that, it just can't be sung wrong in my ears. So I will give my 2 cents when it comes to that. That is as disrespectful as it could come. That is, I think that is beyond playing race games. Falls under exciting. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Bless good afternoon, brother.
Yeah, what's going on? Talk to me.
Yeah? Pity Valley in the house. So tell me now.
Talk to me, brother.
Why do these people feel the need to come in front of the TV every day or all a press conference? And what's the importance? What's the point behind it? What's the end game? What do you think in elections will call again?
Caller.
All the law. We don't want to hear, we don't want to see PNM. We don't want to hear nothing. Let the government do what they have to do and tell we where all the was piecing, where all the money was going. Let we know, we want to know. That's what we vote for. Transparency, yeah, and democracy.
Caller, let me explain.
The PNM don't know about.
Let me explain something to you, caller. How Marvin Gonzalez and them content continue to creep in to our ears And what I'm saying here, I hope that our administration take what I'm saying seriously. Because again, it have people who fought for UNC and the coalition to be in office and the TPP to be in office. And it have people who continuing to support that. What have to be done is that the persons who actually, this is like, I don't want to use myself first, but it have others. Our organization have to really pay attention to that. Because this is why, caller, the ground report doesn't pay me on an everyday basis to tell people to tune in there. But I understand what the supporters want, and the supporters want to be updated, the new.
I support that 101%, and I know they're listening, so I know they were here. Yeah?
Yes.
Because these, I don't think we should call them media houses again.
No, there's no media houses, like propaganda machinery.
Well, they take you on these propaganda houses.
Yes.
Is the worst. But again, everybody's singing for the supper. But I hope they know the PNM is a better. Yeah?
Yes, man.
And they're not coming back because we wake up, we ready, and we want change.
Let me ask you a question, brother, before you go. Marvin Gonzalez's statement and the boards and the ethnicity direction he went. Where will label that comment, brother? Respectful, fair, reasonable.
Well, I'm not going to say that. I hear Philip say something this morning, and he say his views not already made for radio or TV. Neither mine. But what I could say is, Marvin needs to understand we have educated Trinidadians that are of Indo, of African, some are Chinese. We have a melting pot here. Yes. Just in case you didn't know, sir, it's not only African. You're fast and out of your place to say what you just say there.
Yes.
Understand?
Yes.
I have East Indian cousins. I have East Indian brother. Let me tell you, and we are all one, too. Just in case you didn't know.
Yes.
That's why they pay them outside. Because all they feel better than people when all are we one. No matter if you like doubles, no matter if you like tail out or you like roti, all are we one boy. Are we rebuking that negative racial thing when you are rebuking that? Right?
Yes, man.
According to our next partners, put our opinion on this putting us. We're not just really mountain putting us. Right? You have a good day, Irvin.
Brother, thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Thank you much, caller. And ladies and gentlemen, one thing I could take from what the caller say, and all you need to let me know if that is how it is we feeling, because what the caller say sounds reasonably respectful to me. I think that's the best thing to do. Marvin needs to get his blasted self. With that, let's good afternoon, caller.
Good day, Mr. Felix.
Yes, good day.
Calling from Londonville again here. So second time calling you.
Talk to us, Londonville. How you doing? How you doing?
You know what has happened with the PNM? That shock that they get. You know, they're trying to be a voice in the wilderness to the people now. It's now that the public, more to the African people, their eyes are suddenly open. That bill has been removed. It's like we now seeing the light as to what PNM was doing to black people all these years.
Yes.
You know, and it's such a breath of fresh air. I don't know if you realize when UNC won the election, it was like a breath of fresh air for the entire country.
Oh gosh, boy.
You know, we felt that heaviness lift and go back up. We were all under a heavy weight from the PNM government. You know? And yeah.
I can't wait for local election after UNC done win point to wash down the whole appointed.
Oh my God, that would be a double blow for the PNM. It will be a double blow.
I can't wait for local way because the whole appointed to wash down the whole place. We had to shake off that.
The entire country going to watch them with a double blow again for that local government election.
Yes, man.
Mr. Felix, keep up the good work. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much for your contribution, caller. Again, ladies and gentlemen, as we go on, the topic this afternoon is Mr. Marvin Gonzalez and his statement. What Mr. Marvin Gonzalez say, it's so disrespectful that I personally don't even want to run it back. I find it real disrespectful and out of timing. The problem with what Marvin Gonzalez said is the position that Marvin Gonzalez hold in this country and the fact that he is out. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Gonzalez is a former minister. So one would want to expect over the period of time Marvin Gonzalez hold on to the facts. Bless good afternoon, caller. Hey, what's going on, brother?
Bless again, Brother Felix.
Yes, ma'am.
Bless again to each and every one. Brother Felix,
Sorry.
the callers are right as the whole we going down the road, you know.
Yeah.
And you see, Marvin Gonzalez, he damn fast, slow, and he don't know his place.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because you see, when they fall from grace, right? When they're up on the throne,
Yeah.
and they eating at the table, and they take only the servant who did only the crumbs, and they deserve that.
Yeah.
The shiny shoes and the gate, they clean them. That is what they get. But I want to tell him, all the racialism, talk he could talk.
Yeah.
Thank God, you see that is an Indian board across the board. They never put termite. They don't put termite on board.
Yes.
You just take away termite from board. And I want to ask him, Marvin Gonzalez, all them termite on the put in all your board, how good and how prosperity was beneficial to the country. Because I will tell you an example about a board all your put, right?
Yeah.
There's only termite in it. And the termite on them build a big nest, feeling that they invincible, you can't get to them.
Yeah.
Because they're quite inside the cocoon. You see that board. I want you, all the rest you're talking, right?
Yes.
I want Marvin, I want you to answer that all the contract all they give. And you only discuss the case only take into court, right?
Yes.
I want all you to talk about that too. And I'm glad you see India, because here what's going on. That is the third richest superpower in the world. And here what's going on. They were Jindal will come.
Yeah.
Jindal came from India
Yeah.
for Rowley to give him the refinery to take Venezuela oil to refine it here. And Rowley take a next Indian from right down there and give away the African piece of pride and ambition they call the Twin City land for the pan fraternity. So here what's going on. It has plenty callers. I'll be short. And well, Felix, I like how the talk going.
Yes,
I'll call back again. Bless evening.
Thank you much, caller. Thanks for the contribution. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Felix.
What's going on, brother?
Calling from Irvin.
How you
I
doing?
just want to ask Miss Marva one question.
Mm-hmm.
If he ends up in hospital and he needs one injection to save his life, and the doctor's then come to him to give him that injection, I want him to ask me from Bangladesh or Delhi.
Come back
I
with that.
wonder.
Come back with that caller. I didn't hear your question. Huh?
I said, I want to ask Miss Marva one question.
Uh-huh.
If he ends up in hospital and his life depends on one injection, and a doctor East Indian listen come to give him that injection, I wonder if he will ask the doctor, is he from Delhi or Bangladesh?
But partners, honestly, the way how some of them people talking, I hope they do it. I hope the Father grant them enough strength for them to understand how foolish they're looking. Because I don't understand it. When you find yourself in a jam, when the Good Samaritan show up, you're glad for the Good Samaritan? The Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, is a Good Samaritan, especially to Trinidad and Tobago. He didn't come here with the hand swinging.
I really do know. I'm really I'm disappointed in Kennedy Dr. Beckers. But I don't know she's really a woman. So she just sit there and listen to this foolishness from her country. And listen and look at Christ in them. I want to see really a woman. If she has this motherly love in her. I don't think a mother. I don't know. I don't know.
True.
I don't know.
True.
I really don't know. It is really, really disappointing. I have a lot of respect for her. To be honest with you, I wouldn't look at her as a second time. I will pass her like taxi passenger. Honestly, it's disappointing. It's a disgrace. And I wonder now, those East Indian people who is in the PNM party, how does he interact with them? How does he interact with them?
This is why I say, I have been asking this question for years when I see what's going on in the PNM. And I just ask Indian people, how the hell all of us end up supporting PNM? Boy, let me tell you something. This has nothing to do with race, you know. You listen when you just sitting down and thinking about. As an Indian right now, you're supposed to have enough sense to know your conversation with the Father Razak, conversation with your ancestors. Now listen to the conversation. Despite, let me take all the politics out of it, big brother. You listen to what I'm saying? And let me just look at what politics make people do in this country. Forget all what people do. Let me look at what politics make people say in this country. And one of the most nastiest statements that was made in this country, partners, one of the most heinous things that was said in this country under the PNM stewardship, and not one of them addressed it, was when an African like myself utilized social media and explained that they know Indian people have things. And they told African people, they told young African fellas like myself, jump over the fence, run up in the house, and take the thing. And not one person in the PNM, partner, in any other country, that is conversation for, that is a jailable offense. That is inciting violence against an ethnicity. So all Marvin doing is what his administration has been practicing for the longest.
Well, always remember something. Even when they were in government, they had no idea of who to run a country.
And then
they're out of government and they cannot help it anyway.
What is this? Caller, what's sad with this? What's sad with this? African people blinded because the doors was not open for us. And then the next disgraceful thing is, these people look like they were able to blind Indian people too, because the Indian people supporting PNM. How could you put me at risk? Because they didn't tell the people to run up in UNC Indian people place.
This is what I'm saying. How do you say how interact with these people now? Tell me. Now when you talk these talkers, look at it way. So when what Marvin said is not right. But when we try to bring out the truth and show people or educate people, it comes like a talk.
Marvin made one of the nastiest statements I have ever heard from somebody sitting in government. And watch me, in Trinidad and Tobago, we have real Pekong talk that we could go back to.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Those Indian people who in the PNM cult, who is there with them, who's going up and want to go to election and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Cover eat your mind.
Caller.
Cover eat their mind.
Caller, let me explain something to you. When UNC was in opposition, the conversation was Kamala. The PNM sat back under Marvin and all of them, and they talk all disrespectful kind of conversation about Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar, our first and second female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. You know what is the problem we end up with? And this is not a conversation to be taken lightly. The conversation that we end up with, that statement Marvin Gonzalez made, that is an attack on an ethnic group.
He is inciting a civil unrest with that.
That is what the man is doing, inciting civil unrest. And
That is
if
what he's
you
doing,
is
you know.
ignorant in this country, you will support Marvin Gonzalez.
And you see where Christong went down and said in Silas? You see what Christong said in Silas? He called it a war. A war. These people inciting trouble, inciting a civil unrest country. And I hope that our government will stand in talk and put things in place. You know. They have to put things in place.
Yes.
You cannot afford another coup, you know.
Caller, I'm telling you the problem. One of the things, it have some people in the PNM see what the UNC want to do for the people of Trinidad and Tobago. They see it. Them same persons know UNC get to execute what they want to do, because UNC and the coalition is not just talking about governing Trinidad and Tobago. If you listen to the magnitude of the conversation, they actually brought their conversation down to the ground. Watch me, force them down on the ground. PNM didn't even fathom what was going on. That even if I have a young idiot in Point 14 here, he come out and try to convince the population of Trinidad and Tobago that UNC only cleaning drains in UNC areas and didn't tell the people is the corporations had the responsibility. But UNC touched the ground so hard that they don't understand it. They don't.
You see what UNC have done in this, let's say, for the past 2.5 months. They haven't done that in 10 years. You can remember when they get in power to George Wayne? When the first 5 years, when he got into power, the first day when he got into power, there was rain, there was flood, and what they did? What they did, you can remember what they did? Not one of them came out.
Talk now.
No,
I will let you say it. I will let you say it, because if I say it, remember, I supporting the UNC publicly. They will say that I only say it to support my party.
They will come out with an umbrella. You understand?
Talk now.
And look what Miss Amin did. Miss Amin did. She get every man, all my gas. They had equipment that lying down doing nothing, laying that rust away. And she bring it out. She brought it out. And with what? How much money she spent? How much money she spent?
Thank you.
You know something? If they went forward, you know what I tell you? They have to spend extra money to do the big equipment. Because the equipment they have, they're not working.
I go play a piece of audio for Kids Scotland for let hear the level. I go for let hear what them does really represent. 2 men interviewing he. And he still take the time, because the men them break down to he how simple the structure is. And he still take the time to tell them a whole set of glitz and glamours and frills. They don't want to represent the people. They did not want to, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago was totally fed up.
They have to realize that too. And even those, as you said, in PNM right now, it can be walk over because they realize, you know, when Marvin comes his dotations about people, he's going to spread his propaganda in Onluk and Kani. If you look at that video carefully, there were 3 people my eyes focused on. There was a lady and 2 men on her side. That lady was very, very shaken. If you look at her face expression, she was asking Marvin what dotations are talking. Look at her expression.
I wonder if Marvin aware that Lakramburu is not a pharmacist. I wonder if he aware of that. I wonder if you are aware of that, boy. Because those are the things that they did to us, you know. Call, let me ask you a question. If it's one person, we wasn't sure, because we don't know when UNC win Miss Kamala had to pick the election. But if it's one person, we could have guessed which part they was going in the UNC. That wasn't former Superintendent Mr. Alexander.
That's right.
That was the only person we didn't know. In Point 14, we did never know our MP would have been a minister in the Ministry of Energy. But first, we had confidence in Miss Kamala. We know one of the priorities in Trinidad and Tobago. We could talk about making how much money, we could talk about doing everything. But you see security and safety. And the people of Trinidad and Tobago know whether you like Alexander, whether you don't like him, whether you know him running down shooting people, you know him talking to people. If there's one thing we are 100% sure, is don't let Alexander say, don't make Martha come and look for you. Today now, you know what you could say? Don't make Martha send people to look for you.
That's right.
And his words are effective like that.
Listen, and his words, let me tell you something, he's not making no joke. He's not making no joke, you know. When he starts off, they will know who could talk and who can't talk. They will know who could talk and who could, everybody that is a full stop. They will know.
All I just tell Trinidad and Tobago, based on the amount of information we're not really getting, and the fact that the problem have to fix, I hope when Mr. Alexander activate people in start ball in this country, because somehow they need to take time and take care of the children, pull all the son in and have talks with all the sons and all the daughters.
You see the other thing too, PNM from women when before 1962. The next.
Caller, you call me back. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, bless good afternoon, caller.
Mr. Felix?
Yeah, here in your loud and clear.
Okay, Mr. Felix, I'm calling you from Orlando. I just want to let the minister know that, you know, they have black people who have Indian names. I think he's not aware of that.
I don't know if that
so, yes, yeah, a lot of black people, including myself, have an Indian name because, you know, you're married to an Indian or whatever.
Can't you know, but I would miss the camera guy with that.
Yes. All right.
Thank you much.
Just thought I'd say that. Okay.
And that is so true.
You got to PNM. Is there any good thing you got to PNM? You tell me. And these people can't understand that. They can't see that. The MPs of the PNM right now, they live in the gospel. They preach it and live in it. Or you can't see that. It is coming out of the mouth. Or you can't see that. You can't see that.
Let some antics put up here, not an Indian woman man representing the opposition bench. You know, I never sit down and meditate that, because if it's anything and anybody who display racialism, it seems to me has to be the PNM doing that right now.
They have one in the opposition Senate. One in the Senate.
One
in the Senate. That is Dan Paul.
Oh.
And then they have independent, they have females.
Now, well, the independent, them represent the president. Them is the president.
Right. That shows you, I mean, when you look at it, represent and the president, but where they come from, who they are. But there's the talk.
Truth.
Yes, the talk.
True.
You could judge a person by the talk, you know, not by action, you know.
Yeah.
By the talk.
Yes.
You understand? Nothing by action, because just by the talk. The man not speak.
For real.
That's right. But there's, I mean, the opposition and the opposition, opposition. Nobody in went up in that area, because there was totally African areas. And it's a PNM, you know, because that's what the police, guys, you got to understand. These are African people there, so you can't put Indian there. Because you will lose our food. You need African there, when you got couple, you will win that thing. So you can't put Indian there. You see the difference? You see the difference? And you check the state that Mrs. Prasad, where she strategically placed people. Where she strategically placed people. You got a composition right now.
Caller, you want to give me a call back? I have a comment on anything I want to deal with on the page here, on the front line.
Okay, brother.
And thank you very, very much for your contribution.
All right, brother.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends, my name is, of course. Let me take this one before I get down to this comment here. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Hey, bless good afternoon, Mr. Felix. Well, Mr. Felix and everybody on the live there and the callers, you know. So the statement that the honorable, because we respect the office there, because these fellas are in office and these fellas and children and young people who coming up will be. And here the statement that the honorable minister say that he feels, And you see these fellas and them think they in a cartoon, you know. So here we say there was a past prime minister who used the exact same words, and it came back to bite him. I don't like to talk about dead people, so I won't call his name.
Yeah.
So you know who I talk about, and people
we know.
Because let me pick nonsense from nonsense. You see, this 10 days in memory where people have, you have to start to remember. When KFC, the owner of KFC, son made a statement which was found racially profiling, he didn't have to come and make a general apology. They just wrote something and that was the end of it.
Right.
When a person of Indian descent, the milk drink now, the peanut punch and all that, made the same racial people boycott.
Bacchanal.
Nobody want it.
They want to
Bacchanal.
Disrespectful.
Yeah. They have to pay in papers to make an apology, and on social media they'll make an apology. Let me tell you something. Making a statement like that, and if you look at the demographic of Trinidad and Tobago, who own the businesses in Trinidad and Tobago? Who own majority of businesses? And if these people who own the businesses start to think the same racial profiling and say, I'm not hiring my African brothers, what will be the outcome?
Kola, let me tell you something. If Trinidad and Tobago hold on to the facts, everybody have the thing what others do, and everybody have the thing that they make up their mind to contribute it. I want to be in business. And if I want to be a successful businessman, why will I sit down and participate in conversations to heavy people business?
This is the thing, and this is the thing with the Honorable Minister trying to incite.
Yes.
Because the past Prime Minister who made that same statement, he get a lot of backlash.
Yeah.
And then after he get the backlash and people start to pull out the party, what happened to him after that? His political career was ended. Because you do not come on and make a statement like that. Because if at the end of the day, UNC have both African and Indian descent voted for them. The PNM have both African and Indian voting for them. And if you have to make a statement like that, it goes across the board. So the Honorable Minister already digging herself in a hole. You see the propaganda, the leader of the propagandists, not they no more. No. Mr. Dr. Rowley was the king of propagandists. You know. You couldn't get better than that. You know.
For real.
That could fool a rock thinking he's a bird. You know. But the rest of them don't have that gift way that man had. So let them go ahead and dig themselves in a hole. Look on Mr.
Thank you very much, caller.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get to work. It's 1:40. So let me have a little conversation. Let me deal with Webb here first. Webb conversation is Irvin, how come minister's wife being appointed to boards? I guess it was exchange and not change you all voted for. And then let me see what Webb have here for us again. Hypocrisy to its fullest with you all. To be honest, I see nothing wrong with employing qualified persons who support the code, you know. But don't tell me we will do different and then you're all doing the same. All right. So let me take some time and let me spend a little time with Webb here this afternoon. So Webb, you're going to be our example of the afternoon because you asked the relevant questions. So we will see if we can answer this thing as sensible as possible for you. Webb, your first conversation was that ministers' wives ending up on board. So Webb, my conversation to you is, one would want to expect that the whole of Trinidad and Tobago is looking in from the outside. Each and every one of us now, Webb, my responsibility is to remind you and Marvin Gonzalez. Listen to me. There was a prime minister at one point in time and who took his wife and made her a minister of education. You know what was the problem, Webb? The problem wasn't that was the prime minister's wife and she was the minister of education. No, the problem was that she was not qualified to hold that position. So Webb, before you come up on social media and have a conversation, if a minister's wife is qualified to sit on a board, suffice to be so, man. Suffice to be so. But don't sit down here and have a conversation with me to tell you that we vote for change and not exchange. So then what it is you really voted for? Or why are you in the middle of our conversation? And then your next statement, what the next statement is? Your next statement is hypocrisy to the fullest with y'all. To be honest, I see nothing wrong with employed, qualified persons who support the code. So one would want to expect that this comment is heading back to Marvin Gonzalez's statement. Now, Webb, just in case that you don't know, but just in case that you do know, just in case that you might happen to be an African, or you just might be an Indian trying to be an idiot this hour of the afternoon, the fact remains is Marvin Gonzalez has been proven to be one of the most disrespectful person in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, I saying that because my responsibility is Marvin is representing in my era. Now, mind me, Marvin Gonzalez didn't just pelt his talk like how long time Mr. Jack Warner and Miss Kamala fall out. That is not the type of conversation we having. This is not the type of talk like Philip and somebody fall out. This is not the type of conversation that we have in Webb. The conversation that we have in here is Marvin Gonzalez. Now, mind me, Webb. This is the same Marvin Gonzalez who was years inside of being the Minister of Public Utility. And when he come to Point 14, did not even know that it had a power plant. He didn't even know that he, as the Minister of Public Utility, had the responsibility over the power plant in Labre. So it seems to me Marvin Gonzalez continued to have conversation in capacity when he had the responsibility to bring about support if he that racial to African people. And he didn't. He sat down and allowed Rowley, his former leader, to send back investments for African people. And I want to say this. Is it that we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, especially the African population, I am asking you all today, is it that we are agreeing that it is okay for Marvin Gonzalez to make a blatant attack on the Indian population in Trinidad and Tobago? Forget Hinduism, you know, because that Indian Muslim too, it's Indian Christian too. So forget all of that. What we have to do is hold on to the facts. Is it that we in Trinidad and Tobago are part of a conversation? Because as far as I've seen people who claim to be spiritually grounded, or if only listen how others talk, Father, use those who claim to be spiritual leaders and give them the unction to function so that your name reigns superior. Because I come to terms, we have some frauds out there. To sit back and be a part of a conversation in Trinidad and Tobago. What Marvin Gonzalez did there, that is not an attack on one person. That is an attack on the entire Indian group in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, my responsibility is to come to Jesus Christ. Caller, I'm going somewhere with this. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Listen. I want racial equality in Trinidad. We must have 5 Indian in the Trinidad Tobago football team, 5 African, and 1 Chinese as the goalkeeper, and 1 white man as the manager.
And here what you're doing for me. Listen what you're doing for me. On the football team, if the Indian brothers and sisters can't play good, or if the African brothers and sisters can't play good, don't change nothing. Let me just leave it so. Because this is what some of these people in this country is asking now. They are shopping this with this now. Now it's time for me to go to work. Marvin Gonzalez is explaining that when he look at the boards, all he's seeing basically is Indian people. Marvin Gonzalez, let me explain something to your partners. First things first, when you make a statement like that, you disrespect my member of parliament. You're fast and out of your place. The next thing is, when you put out a statement like that, you drastically disrespect my Attorney General. When you put out a statement like that, you disrespect Mr. Roger Alexander. You disrespect Ms. Jerlyn John. Partners, and putting out a statement like that, the people that you take a knife and rip into the ethnicity, not the religion, the ethnicity, Marvin, is the Indian people. Marvin, only going too far with this conversation. I want to utilize this time to ask you to stop. Please. You're going too far with this. Look at the structure of politics in Trinidad and Tobago. You have no reason to continue being a sore loser under the PNM when predominantly PNM has controlled the population of Trinidad and Tobago for the longest. That is facts. The fact is, Marvin, as an African, the fight you're putting down now, brother, we could have do with that fight 8 years ago. I swear to God, ask any African you know, boy. We could have do with that fight 6 years ago, Marvin. Marvin, I swear to God, boy. We could have do with that fight 5 years ago, boy. But you don't come and put down a fight right now. Start or continue a race division. Marvin, you was the Minister of Public Utility, boy. And it looking between me and you, it looking like the statements and the information that Mr. Barry Padarat put out, that you willingly victimize our East Indian brothers and sisters in our country. Marvin, the world watching by, the whole Caribbean watching by, everybody listening by. Why would you do that and put us as Africans in that position, by? Because it wouldn't say, the world wouldn't say that is you alone, by. They would say, look how African people is dealing and addressing Indian people in the country, by. Marvin and all the poorly represent even the Africans, by. And I pray that the world hear what it is I'm saying, by. Marvin was the Minister of Public Utility under the PNM government. The argument in this country, look today, Marvin have a problem with Indian people being on boards. And when you look at the facts and the breakdown of how they distributed the water, oh my God. So they willingly do that. Bless good afternoon, caller.
Good afternoon, Felix. I'm calling from Bangladesh.
Dr. We.
I'm calling from Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Dr. We, Bangladesh.
Boy, all this is as I read hearing this man throwing all day, you know. All you asking question where Faris hiding.
Partners.
Where is Faris Awari? He have questions to answer $1.4 billion, right? In CPEP contracts and all these other things.
Yes.
So they give up.
Yes.
Nobody taking it. You notice how they kicking the ball all different corner. The man from CPEP say he get clearance. The next one say he thought he get. The line minister do that. The line minister staying quiet. And the box stop with the line minister. The box stop with the line minister.
Yes.
He has to be in jail. He have to face a jail term. You can't defraud this country at $1.4 billion just like that.
Come on,
no
man.
Way.
Come on, man.
One thing in Paris, you know, he is under the fire, you know, because he's a man who's a jump out. He ain't jumping out for the week since this thing come to the public, you know. And that's what Paris is about. Yeah. Every week last week he jumping out. But since this thing come out here, he has nothing to say.
Quiet
and police must intervene on this thing. The DPP must get involved in this too.
And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying.
What some of them they have to make a jail, I'm telling you.
Yeah, but
the
only how they could try to break this is try to incite mayhem, civil mayhem in the country. That is what they're trying to do.
Well, they are idiots balling war, going and nonsense all over the place. But he don't know easy coming and going, right? Because he's talking of stuff foolishness. But the people have to see that what them do for the past 10 years is a sort of scheme. And the report the person of the public. That's what they have to see. I mean, I'm sorry for these CPEP workers at this moment in time, but they will get back a job in due course.
Thank you
but look at the bigger picture, the $1.4 billion that people thief out from the some of them talk show or something to involve in that collecting our pay and you ain't going to work.
Thank you.
You just sitting and collecting money.
Yeah.
All of them have to feel jail. They die fraud. You can't tell me them to take the money just so and get away with that. If I go to rob a bank with a gun, they go lock me up for that, right? But when you're thieving from the treasury, they can't lock you up.
Thank you.
Come on, man. Something wrong there. They have paper turned right back to these people. They have to pay back every cent and they have to make a jail too. They have people children going away and collecting money. What kind of stupidness is this?
Thank you. So all are we who are children living in this country, all are we who navigate through when they lock out people children, have people begging to come home in their own land. All these people and them, why them wicked, right?
They have to return every cent and they have to face jail time.
Thank you very much.
I want to see what the DPP have to do. The DPP and the Commissioner of Police, the ball in all their court now.
Well,
all they investigate and all these individuals.
We officially have we've officially reached 500 persons on the live. So the 500 persons listening to you and call out what it is we want the government to do.
What do you mean what do you want the government to do?
Tell me.
All the truth and all these people and them get jail.
Thank
all
you.
of them.
Thank you.
Already
Thank you. Is we have to ask for it. This is why I ask it. Because it's we have to ask for it. We have to ask for it. We have to tell the government what we want them to do.
The Commissioner of Police and the DPP have to intervene.
Thank you.
Let me tell you something, Felix. If this thing come out in any other country like American thing, man done is locked up already, you know.
Brother,
man done in jail already, you know.
Somebody called me this morning and they asked me, they say, Irvin, you feel this time in a wrong. You feel this time in a wrong. Anybody go get locked up, boy? And I tell the person, I say, listen to me. Just watch this structure Miss Kamala put in place. Just watch how Mr. John Jeremy talking. Mr. John Jeremy and boasting, you know. He coming out and he just making sure that we in the population understand. Watch how Mr. Munilal talking. He know that we dependent on this oil and gas, so as they moving step by step. Listen how Miss Khadija Amin talking. Watch how Mr. Padarat talking. Every single thing. They're making sure that the citizens understand. It's Billy the Kid and then we had working for we the other day. Robbery was the code, you know.
Yeah,
was a clearance sale, you know. Everything was going.
What do you mean? Transferring for the last 10 years, you know, Father. Free for all, and people get rich off of that, you know. Oh, the people know the Magna, what these people do for the last 10 years.
Yes, man.
They thief all your money. You can't even get a grant. You could become a vagrant before you get a grant. You double dipping, all kind of stupid talk. Now I Donna Cox gonna come and see all of that. And Dolly come yesterday and telling people they could go and get grant and all kind of thing. Yeah, well, go.
Hear the statement here. Listen to this statement when you're supporting corruption. All the evidence is overwhelming. Listen to that statement, and I want Trinidad and Tobago to hear this. You see, anytime somebody come to you and tell you, let the chips fall where it may, that is a PNM. That is the blatant definition of a PNM, because you know what they're telling you there? Them supporting PNM until that matter finish in court. Despite the fact that the $2.6 billion still unaccounted for. They drag one of the Auditor General to the Privy Council, try to destroy the human character. This is what they did, you know. Over $144 billion unaccounted for. Marvin Gonzalez out and about trying to tell Trinidad and Tobago we should be concerned at how much Indian people on the board. Like it's a set of outsiders, not people who educate their children, not citizens, not people who understand the vision, not people who understand the aspiration of our current government. He don't know that we take that into consideration. He come up to tell we know that it had too much Indian on the board. What give Marvin that authority? Marvin didn't know to tell Mr. Rowley that Mr. Stuart Young, or Stuart Young, how you want to call him, was an unconstitutional prime minister. Marvin didn't know to tell Rowley that Stuart Young had no reason to be skipping the line in front of nobody in the PNM. He didn't know to have conversation in that direction all the time. Today now, he out and about in the public while sitting in opposition. And let me tell you something, I blame Michaela Pandey for PNM being in opposition. Because if they did not play games, we would have a different opposition today.
But Irvin, before I go, right? The PNM very smart in this strategy. You know? You see how they started with these secret workers to make it look like you're victimizing black people?
Yeah.
You see when Marvin and Marva, whatever your name, went yesterday?
Yeah.
That is part of the plan to turn the population against this government, saying that the Indianizing the country and the Africanizing and victimizing the African race. That's what they're coming with.
Serious?
So you see the plan like that.
Well, caller, just in case nobody can tell you. My name is Irvin Felix. I live in Point 14. I am a full supporter of the UNC and the coalition, brother. I endorse TPP 400. So just in case there are people in this country under the impression that all African listening to the garbage with Marvin and them talking, you go spread the message and let them know that all Please.
It's part of the plan. Remember what the propaganda say?
Yeah.
Remember when he say he part of the propaganda, he say he going to run that on social media.
Yes.
And the big fat one, he carrying that same thing. Last night he company come over that same foolishness. He played the same clip with Marvin and say Marvin right. And people siding with that, you know. I tell you, them just have one eye, you know. Them have blinkers on, you know, man. They see you fall in front of them, you know. Right. So nice to do the running thing.
Thank you much, caller. Don't let them stress you. Don't let them stress you. We on the job. And ladies and gentlemen, we're doing this together. As I told you, blessed good afternoon, caller. Talk to me, big brother.
Yeah, bless again, Brother Felix.
Yes.
Brother Felix.
Talk to me.
I want Marvin to watch every down and tell him that he have a Calcutta, right? And he have a Delhi wife. I want him to watch Johnny Sukanan and tell him he's seeing from Delhi. And I want him to watch Brian Manning and tell him he's seen Indian. And I want him to tell India he's here anti-gun. So, and I want him, right?
Yeah.
So only Indian is seeing. Tell him watching the party. And I want to ask Marvin, just before election, how much Indian made a name or they put on all the executive board for the constituency? Right, true. Even in the stronghold of the PNM, or they put a set of Indian on the board, for campaigning. Where the African was, and that is an African-based party.
Hold on.
So Marvin.
Hold on. Let me just cover this conversation here. One of the commenters now put up something here, right? Web.
Yeah, right.
PNM is giving their children CPEP work while UNC was selling doubles and sending their children to university. Now, let me explain something to your caller.
Hold
on, let me tell you something with that statement there. The fact that the person put that statement, any African who don't have good intentions for the children, they will get harassed with that statement. Any African who don't, the mindset was already to get CPEP work for the children, they will get harassed with that statement when I now read for you. But Suraj, thank you very much for your comment. And thank you very much for being truthful. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and here we go on. The truth, everything about the truth and the whole truth.
Yes.
Because when an African child under the last UNC regime could have go NASC and they could have go and get a stipend to ride the bus and they could have trained. And then, Brother Felix, illiterate like me who can read and write, could have go right in Pleasantville in one of the trade school there.
Yeah.
And had instructors will say, then come. Well, let me see how it is well. Do your best work. Let me see how it is do it. Tie some steel. Let me see how you do it. And they give me a certificate so I can be compliant.
Yes.
Because I can't read, I can't write, but I can go tell it by 10 blocks, 7 like a steel, and I have 2 sacks of cement, and I can do the work. Or I can weld and fabricate. So I can get a certificate. So I could compete with the big dogs. And say, I talking to me, these dogs and I'm running with the dogs.
Right.
So I have a certificate.
You're hatting.
And you know, what is the first thing? Just the other day on that PNM, it have a nice young man, get 7 subjects, and he wanted to be an electrical engineer. Right?
Yeah.
You know, the PNM suffered that man and he gave him a scholarship. Then it had other little black children. They didn't give in the average scholarship, you know.
True.
But Felix,
true.
Just imagine our African brothers and sisters could be good inventors, good creators.
We actually had
UNC had.
History book shows that Africans and East Indian, when you look at it if you want to just take it out of Trinidad and Tobago, look at it on a global stage. But you have to make room for Indian and African people in this world, boy. You have to. The problem with Marvin and a lot of PNM people is endorsing. Them come to terms anytime the African man catches leg and get to seriously realize the Indian man was never your enemy, boy. They were never your enemy. Your enemy was those who you put as your representatives. That was your enemy. the organization that those people stood under. That is your enemy. How the hell UNC could be an enemy and UNC only win election 3 times in this country? All you understand, use all your mind, please, man. UNC win election 3 times under Mr. Pandey, under Miss Kamala twice. 3 times. How you being in poverty at the age of 55, don't have 3 grandchildren? How that is because of UNC? Use your head. The longest running government that did not put nothing in place, especially for African people, is the PNM. Let me tell you something. The Indian community still had the Mahasabha. He understand that Indian people, this level of education, we can't continue with this. And when he started, where they say he started in a open, and they say he educating people in a open, call her correct me when I'm going wrong, you know.
Yeah, no,
that was the conversation in this country today. When you pass through the Indian schools, when our Indian brothers and sisters heading off to university and the children passing off with proper subjects. Caller, I want to thank you for your contribution. Let me continue this conversation here one time. Let me clarify something for them. When our Indian brothers and sisters was making the investment, because they're talking as a group, promoting and endorsing as a group, this is facts what I'm telling you here to my African population. Not because them tell you African ain't have nothing. Not because they tell you all the African done slow and stupid. Not because they tell you African don't have no business. Mean that is truth. You know? All they did was blind you and they make you believe the Indian man owe you something. They make you believe when the Indian man stand up and he thank God for Jesus. If he stand up today and he say, hey, we win. All they say in the racial, and that needs to stop. It needs to stop in Trinidad and Tobago. African came here under strain and our East Indian brothers, well, feel they come with a bag of goodies. They came under strain and everybody started from the bottom. But I can't vex with the Indian man if my conversation is, this is my conversation. This is my truth. The PNM say that there is an African organization. I am an African. It is my responsibility to speak my truth. And my truth is that the PNM did not put things in place for the African population in this country. You notice I am not quarreling with the PNM for giving we Indian brothers and sisters the opportunity to go into business. Or you ever hear me talk them kind of talk? You ever hear me argue them kind of argument? We don't talk that stupidness. So if my African brothers found it fit to make investment in our Indian brothers and sisters, the most I could say is thank God all our history. Thank God all our history. Because it's the same business we just go by for support. It's the same businesses we just go by when it's time to promote. It's the same people that help. This is why yesterday when I made my plight and I asked the young people at Point 14, we cannot continue robbing the businesses. The same man we have to go and help, ask for help for the football. These businesses and them is being robbed, whether it's a contractor or a store, and we cannot continue to do that. Not in Penal, not in San Fernando, not in Princess Tongue, not in Marabella, damn sure not in Point 14. And there are a lot of people misinformed and a lot of people underinformed. But to my African brothers and sisters, when it is I speaking, a little vex with me, because that is the truth behind our culture. We must thank God for all the Africans who made it out in the midst of that. This is why I'm asking my African people, go back and talk to your family who you believe having. You stop sitting down in a corner and think that they're playing stush. Go and talk to them, and you're going to notice them not racial. You will notice that, and you will notice that a part of you not having nothing is the type of conversation, the things that you participate in. We have to get out of this slumber. The whole country waiting on we. Oh God, the Syrian man come here, he done gone. The Chinese man come here, he done gone. Look how long the Indian community waiting on we. The Spanish come and they go in. And the only thing Marvin Gonzalez can do is to tell Trinidad and Tobago that it has too much Indian on board. Marvin, are they wicked, boy? Are they wicked? That is wickedness to the highest level. That is one thing your entire, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing Marvin put out there. Because if it is the African population that to depend on PNM, why people will starve in this country? People will starve in this country. People will starve in this country. I am telling Trinidad and Tobago, yes, I predominantly speak about the disrespect that is done to the East Indian brothers and sisters. But I'm letting you know, please don't get tied up with my conversation, because I have been out and about with African people who are think too. But the amount of Indian people they done rob, we can't bring them up. Bless, good afternoon, caller.
Yeah, you're still on these guys you call it earlier. You're still on TV.
I'm wrapping up here now. I'm wrapping up.
All right, so call back for next half an hour.
Yes, thanks.
Yeah, love in the house.
Love in the house.
Yeah,
brothers and sisters, I am telling you something, and I'm telling you straight. If we continue to harbor or entertain Marvin Gonzalez and their conversation, matter of fact, hold on. Marvin done make a nasty statement already. My responsibility, especially as an African in this country, is to clarify something to you. I hope that you hear what I say, and I hope that you hear what I'm telling you today, directly from Trinidad and Tobago, directly from 648 Studio. The UNC government and the coalition, you see that team with the TPP? I have full confidence in our Prime Minister, in our ministers, in our councillors. Some of them need some help because there are people disgruntled with some of them. Some of the people disgruntled with some of the mayors too. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we have a responsibility to get our house in order. What Ms. Kamala Persad says, the UNC and the coalition is discussing is order. The first term, when she discussed schools and she discussed things, yes, they let loose. This term, we start off, we're talking unity, we're talking rebuilding Trinidad and Tobago. So we let loose. My responsibility is to remind you. You see, when the morning break, it have content that you have to get. It have people who just follow the relevant content. So please don't let 7 o'clock reach. You ain't find ground report. Please don't let 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock reach. You ain't tune into Douglas politics or breaking dawn. Please. Please. As we continue to navigate, I want to encourage you, wherever you at, look on your Member of Parliament page. Be updated with every single thing that is being displayed on a daily, on a weekly basis. If you happen to be living in a PNM zone, we understand what is going on with you all who stuck in that zone. Bad enough, elections and boundaries was not drastically transparent with how these brothers and sisters won their seat. But suffice to be so. So I have to encourage you now. Please stick to the UNC page. Understand what is being put in place. Understand the direction Trinidad and Tobago is going. And understand nobody have no time to complain about our Prime Minister being an Indian. Nobody can tell we the Prime Minister is an uneducated Indian. So once nobody can have a conversation, we go to. We go to. If it is we have the evidence that we could say we Prime Minister does fight down for babies who ain't born yet to make sure that the mother had thing. If that is as far as we reach, and we Prime Minister fighting to make sure oil and gas function. So that means the top of the conversation, the Prime Minister them covering, and they're covering back down to the bottom of the conversation. Because all you know, we want the governing authority as soon as they catch the link, the differently able community, some structure had to change, the money had to change, and then on top of that, we want something to be amended that because the parent, if you have a child who differently able, they might be getting a little help in an old grandpa or somebody might be there. But if you as the mother go and look for something to do, or you decide to sell some water, or you decide to open a parlor, that come and restrict the child from getting the grant. It restrict the family. So I saying is something had to be amended, something had to be taken. And I telling you something out here personally. We do charity work. And I don't know if it's that we're lucky to meet people who just keep it real. But there are people who used to carry things for when you meet them, they didn't have anything at all. Thing is bright and thing. And then you start a dialogue. Try everything by what about security. And by the time you pass to drop the 4th or the 5th hamper, them asking you to give somebody else it, or if have a girl higher up the road, they can give shit for me, please, because I now get paid and thing and still give you a little 40 to parallel gas. Enough time we experience that. So there are good people out there. Brothers and sisters, family and friends, Marvin Gonzalez's conversation is an attack on the Indian population in Trinidad and Tobago. And if that is accepted, if that is tolerated, it will say a lot about us as Trinbagonian citizens. This is despite your ethnicity. Despite your ethnicity. If it are African people encouraging and endorsing that, to the Indian population in this country, I totally apologize. And everybody know, it's an Indian who is Hindu, Indian who is Christian, Jehovah's Witness, Indian who does party. So the fact that Marvin Gonzalez targeted that group, it shows how far that his PNM group willing to go to try to misguide and misinform the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, family and friends, again, all I know is your boy Irvin. I want to thank you all for tuning in, for viewing, for listening with us. Here the argument, the THA in Tobago don't have any Indian, and the UNC don't even contest the election there. And yet, Ansel Dennis still trying to convince the people Kamala in charge. Ladies and gentlemen, again, as I'm telling you, as we navigate, 12 o'clock, you're meeting me up with Real Talk on 640 television as the day continue to navigate. Hold on, I just send out some love and some respect to Hunter Search and Rescue. We just send out some love and to that father. I don't know if I catch that audio with the father speaking about his daughter. Touch on that tomorrow, please, the Lord, too. I find it a little too close to because it's real troubling to me. Remember, I have daughters too. And I have a daughter that I don't know where start in the world she is. When it was time to pay maintenance and run down, all the time I pleading and telling them, hey, no. I want my daughter, that woman ain't living nowhere, please. I could get my daughter, please, so I could get an opportunity to grow up my daughter. When I legally win my daughter in court and see my daughter for years. Yes. So you see what going on with this man here? You hear your conversation is that they're not living in the same place. So too much I think in that element there, a little too close to comfort for me now. Right? So that's why I couldn't really touch on that topic today. But to that family, I'm saying condolences. I'm saying condolences to everybody who lose family and loved ones along the way. I'm still sending out condolences to the diverse families. And to everybody in Trinidad and Tobago, but that is unforeseen circumstances and no responsibility. So if today is your birthday, I'm sending out a happy birthday to you. And mind me, brothers and sisters, if you're celebrating your anniversary, whether it be a new vehicle or whether it be a marriage, or whatever it is, we're celebrating with you. But you know the slogan here at 640 television is each one help on a chain is only as strong as its weakest link. And being a good person is not an option. That's the only option in today's society. So I want to encourage you. Let we be good. Remember you're tuning into Opinion Box. The boy Bella Boys just be out and about. The boy Jason De Silva. Out and about. So let me stay tuned with the relevant information. Let me continue to give you an island support. My 648, my YouTube family, Facebook, nothing but love. And again, remember, brothers and sisters, we heard from the gentleman from before, right? So it is he's saying he left his bank and account number. So if it is, you could go back to the front. You want to help them because they just had some traveling to do because his mother really not well. And I'm telling you, on my side, I want to go and pay them a visit. We already accumulate some Pampers. So again, I want to get some wipes and a little grocery before I head up there. So I asking you, now mind me, I want my support with my platform, but forget that for now. Let me deal with this case here. So asking anybody want to reach out, let me see if we could top up, let me get a little 10-pack of wipes, like them baby wipes. And, you notice I ask him about a recliner because this matter has been so long. So when we pass through, we passing through good and done. So Trinidad and Tobago, ladies and gentlemen, to the young man with that case that CNC3 went and covered and left that family in that position. On top of that, they still come and get a name dragged through the gutter. A recliner, I think, would be a good initiative for for that lady. So I asking brothers and sisters, it costs nothing. I could go down the road and check out that recliner. But anybody who wants to support, please reach out with that for the grocery and for a recliner. Let me see if we can job that for them people by Saturday, please. There's 1.3, 1.4 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. If I get $1 from everybody, we good to go. But again, I'm dead serious about that case. I'm dead serious about that matter. I really need all the support with that. When it comes to the boy himself, the fella himself, his banking account number is there because only let me stay focused and let me stay blessed. Let me thank God for Jesus, right? Again, my number is 324-0844. And again, you know, being a good person is not an option, but that's the only option. You see the number on the screen there. It's all about Irvin. Peace, love, and respect. And until we meet again, tomorrow, please, the Lord, Marvin, you're disrespectful, no problem. But I'm bigging up my UNC, my coalition team, sending out some love to Tobago. I must send out some love to my mother down there in Georgia, my beautiful sister. Must send out some love to Ed and the baby. What's going on with all your Aunt Cece? Have to send out some love to the 868, the 648 family. Must send out some love to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada. Whether you're in Curacao, you could be in Martinique, British Virgin Island, wherever you are. Whether you're in Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, you could be down there in Toronto. Wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, down there in England, big up yourself. Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Grenada. All your blessed good afternoon. This has been another episode of Real Talk. Again, it's your boy Irvin. And I await your phone call. I await your message. Nothing but love. Love all you. And I'm sending out some love. If you're in any important area, please don't forget to pass by Satish and get your feed. Pass and get your shovel. Pass and get whatever it is you have to get. Once it comes to your Argo shop needs, you're swinging by Satish. Satish and them is contributing factors. Game over. Talk done. I love all you. All you. Thank you all for the support, the love, and the encouragement along the way. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Now the election back and I'll die away. In short, this is what I have to say. Let us forget fights and grudges and concentrate. Come, let us sit and try to relate. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.